All right, so check this out. In the middle of the night last night, Donald Trump went on another relentless social media posting spree, just nonstop on different topics, jumping from area to area, just letting stuff fly. He can't control himself. This is when he's most active and posts his most unhinged thoughts in the middle of the night on his Truth Social platform. So I want to show you some of these posts that he posted in the middle of the night last night. But before I do so, make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like on this video, comment some American flags, some blue hearts. And if you want to listen to the show on Spotify, it's now live there. The link is in the bio. But let's dive right in without further ado. It started here at 11:50 in the middle of the night. Donald Trump still talking about what's going on into Los Angeles and praising himself about what he did in LA by deploying the National Guard. He said, quote, "If I didn't put the National Guard into Los Angeles, the place would be burned down to the ground right now. I did incompetent Governor Gavin Newsom, still breaking out the childish nicknames, who doesn't have a clue, the favor of a lifetime, one of the worst governors in history. I am convinced that Donald Trump continues to talk about Los Angeles because it's become one of his biggest failures, a point of contention that the public has with Donald Trump that is overwhelmingly negative for him. People across the country, whether they're Democrats, Republicans, Independents, are looking at what's taking place in California by having the National Guard, the Marines, and they're saying, this isn't good. I don't stand for this. I don't support this. And Donald Trump knows that. So he's doing everything in his power. He's crawling to try to legitimize himself and bring down Gavin Newsom and the state of California as he attempts to do so often. And so he posts stuff like this, but he knows that Gavin Newsom is currently eating his lunch right now. Gavin Newsom has really handled it perfectly and really gone on the offensive against Donald Trump, consistently putting him in his place. And I think he's saying this post from a place of a damaged ego. But it didn't stop there. That's not the only thing that Donald Trump decided to talk about on social media last night. He decided to conduct some foreign policy as well. In the middle of the night, conducting foreign policy on his social media app. He said, quote, "Publicity-seeking President Emmanuel Macron of France mistakenly said that I left the G7 summit in Canada to go back to DC to work on a ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Wrong." He put an exclamation mark just to emphasize that. He has no idea why I'm on my way to Washington, but it is certainly has nothing to do with a ceasefire. Much bigger than that. Whether purposefully or not, Emmanuel always gets it wrong. Stay tuned. Now, this post was at 1:15 in the morning, as you can see at the bottom right over here. But, it's so concerning for me as an American, and I know for you at home, that the President of the United States conducts foreign policy, number one, on social media. That's a big problem. But also, number two, in the middle of the night. Like, why is he attacking the President of France? Donald Trump just does this stuff for no reason. He creates unnecessary division, pushes us away from our allies for no reason. This does nothing. It achieves nothing. All it does is make the relationship between the United States and France worse than he already made it. And so I want to show you an article regarding this story that's already been published following this post in the middle of the night. It's titled, it's from Politico, "Trump slams publicity-seeking Macron as U.S. president leaves G7 early." The Truth Social post was published while Trump was aboard Air Force One as the presidential jet was departing Canada to bring him back to Washington. Trump had earlier announced that he would leave the summit a day early, with the White House secretary citing what's going on in the Middle East. Macron suggested to reporters of the G7 that Trump was leaving early to negotiate a ceasefire between Israel and Iran, saying, quote, "There is indeed an offer to meet and exchange." The French president added that the U.S. assured they will find a ceasefire, and since they can pressure Israel, things may change. So that's all Macron said, and it's clear that Macron knows something that we don't. He has some intelligence that the public does not have, and yet Donald Trump still let loose on him for no reason, attacking him for no good reason, just because he has beef with Macron. He doesn't like him. Macron doesn't like him. It's a two-way street. But there was no reason to do this. That was all Macron said. And if you can even believe it, it continued to get worse. Later, Donald Trump decided to post a link to a tweet on X or Twitter, and this tweet directly addresses all of the Republicans who are angry at him over what he's doing with Iran, the conflict that he's kind of flirting with. He's saying, maybe I will, maybe I won't, in terms of getting involved in the war there. And if you click on the tweet, it leads you to this. It's actually a response to Laura Loomer, one of Donald Trump's best friends, biggest allies. She said, take screenshots of every single right winger who is bad talking Trump right now, post them under this post. I have most of them, but I don't want to miss any. And the tweet that Donald Trump linked said, why must you be so tough? Individuals concerned that it's a genuine worry. It's not just idle gossip or backstabbing. It's a genuine worry. Our nation has gone through hell and back in the last 4 years. We just want stability and peace. Perhaps this could alleviate the worry. And it's like a video comparing the militaries of all the different countries in the world to the United States. But it's clear from this, for that the fact that Donald Trump amplified this post here, that he is incredibly worried about his base fracturing. Many MAGA Republicans are turning on Donald Trump right now. That's why Laura Loomer said that, saying take screenshots of right-wingers who are criticizing him. And it's clear that Donald Trump is amplifying this post in particular to try to bring his base back. He recognizes that he's losing a lot of favor, that people who voted for him on the basis of no war and pro-peace, even though he was never going to do that, are now coming to a delayed but nonetheless realization that Donald Trump is actually not pro-peace. He is not pro having no war. He's very pro-war. He's very pro engaging in different conflicts. And some people are realizing it, like this guy, for example. This tweet went incredibly viral. A bunch of Republicans agreeing with him. It has 86,000 likes. He said, F it. If Trump takes us to war, I'm done with him and his administration. I voted for no wars, cheap gas, no taxes, cheap groceries, maha, make America healthy again. What of these things has actually happened? I'm pissed. And unfortunately, it brings me no joy to say this, but I agree with a Republican, a diehard MAGA supporter, that none of these things have happened. Donald Trump has not delivered on any of these things, and they made sure to emphasize the no wars part in caps. And also in some of Donald Trump's replies on different posts he's made on social media, there are people criticizing what he's doing. Sam at the bottom said, very disappointed, we don't want this, in regards to a post about him engaging with Iran. David said, you're going to throw away your entire presidency over a war with Iran. Donald Trump is seeing posts like this, and that's why, in my view, he's amplifying things like this, even if this tweet is in response to his very own Laura Loomer. Now, the last post I want to show you from Donald Trump, the final one, is that he's now pinned this. This Truth Social post that you're seeing right here is now pinned to the top of his page. He wants to make sure everybody sees it. It's the one where he said, everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran, the capital of the country, Iran. It was a major escalation in the war between Israel and Iran. Everybody's wondering, well, what does this mean? Why is Donald Trump saying this? Does this mean that the United States is getting involved? But that post is now pinned to the top of his Truth Social page, which is pretty significant. That's also something he did in the middle of the night. This post came earlier in the day at 6:30, so not his usual posting time, but nonetheless pinned to his Truth Social page. So Donald Trump, once again, going on random rants, random posting sprees in the middle of the night. As I said, one of his most active hours and where he is the craziest. So look, I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes an incredibly long way. I greatly appreciate it. Drop a like on the video, comment. Let me know what you think about this story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.